today you guys are in for a special treat because Jeff Brailio, my real estate attorney and good friend, have partnered up on a podcast education type video podcast called Deals A to Z, where we interview other real estate investors and talk about their deal from A to how they found it, to everything in between, to Z on how they executed their exit strategy. Now, we already launched and released the first 8 episodes where we interviewed 8 fix and flipper investors, where we interviewed them on their fix and flip properties. Well, today we're starting a brand new series of another 8 investors that we're going to be interviewing that specialize more in the seller financing world. So these guys tend to do more creative financing versus fix and flip. They'll probably hold the property long term. Maybe they'll wholesale the property to somebody who's going to hold the property long term, but typically seller financing, creative financing, I would say oftentimes is used for a long-term hold, although you can utilize seller financing for a fix and flip. It's really great when you do that because obviously you don't have to pay the hard money, but I would say probably the majority of the cases when people negotiate creative financing, it's something that's going to be held long term. Now, I say probably most of the time, but there are a lot of times people do use creative financing for fix and flips. So just to clarify, it's not always, but probably a lot of the time, people are using creative financing for more of a long-term investment type of hold. So we're kicking off the series by filming the first 4 interviews today. We got 4 investors lined up this afternoon. Now, the last series of fix and flips, we basically interviewed these people in a studio and live in person. But, well, we're in 2020 in self-quarantine lockdown. So due to that, we are going to be filming these interviews over a Zoom call here on the computer. So I want to give you guys a sneak peek of behind the scenes so that when these start to be released here shortly in the near future, you guys can check out the full video, the full interviews on how these investors were able to creatively structure a deal using seller finance. All right, so Jeff and I just did a quick test run to make sure the recording works, the audio works, everything looks good on the computer screen. One thing that I noticed is that for whatever reason on camera, my room looks much darker than Jeff's room. I've got a lot of natural light coming in through the window, a light up above me, so I didn't think it was going to be that dark, but on camera it was. So I had to go and get another light to light up the room a little bit better. So hopefully that does the trick. We'll go ahead and dive into this. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
The intro.
Okay. So I'm Yoshi Shiraki, and thank you again for joining us today from Deals A to Z. We finished our last episodes of Fix and Flips. Today we kick off a new set of episodes on seller financing by interviewing seller financing experts. So I've got Jeff Brailio, my partner in crime, who's the real estate attorney, and Jeff Deering, who is the seller financing expert. All right, so the first interview is in the books. 3 more to go.
Get started, Josh.
Okay, perfect. All right, everyone, this is Deals A to Z. I'm Yoshi Shiraki with my co-host, Jeff Brailio, or he's the host and I'm the co-host, however you want to put it. And our special guest is Jonathan Raleigh. He's got seller finance transaction that we're going to be talking about today on Deals A to Z. So, on that note, if we can dive into this, Jonathan, do you mind sharing with us how you found this particular deal? We will dive right into this if you guys are ready.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we are back with another episode of Deals A to Z, and in this series of episodes, we are discussing seller financing, and we have none other than the king himself, Jeff Rappaport, who is our special guest, and the other host, Jeff Brailio. So both Jeffs, thanks for being here. and
Excuse me, who we're talking to.
Yes. Jeff Rappaport, if you don't mind, you've got a very successful podcast. Would love to give it the listeners, information on it so that if they want to hear more from you, they can. Do you mind sharing a little bit about your podcast? All right, thank you for joining us for another episode of Deals A to Z. We are interviewing seller financing experts in this series of Deals A to Z, and today I've got, of course, my co-host, Jeff Brailio, and our special guest, Matt Atkinson. Thank you, muchacho, for joining us today. All right, so that's it. We interviewed 4 investors today, so stay tuned. We're going to get these videos edited and produced just for you. Lots of amazing, great tips were shared on how to structure creative financing deals. I should say in specific to seller finance deals. We'll talk about lease options, although we touched on that today. We'll go into other types of structures in the future, but as far as this series of Deals A to Z, it's about seller financing, and you're definitely going to want to stay tuned because, like I said, so many amazing tips were shared today throughout these interviews. So I hope you guys enjoy the series.